Guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. It's the new light drone. It's basically a tiny whoop type of drone where it's a brushed motor drone. And the cool thing about this one is it's a full RTF package. You can see they include the controller and a 5.8 gigahertz FPV system with a little FPV camera up on top here. And also the thing that makes this kind of unique is it's got a color changing LED inside with this clear plastic shell, so you can change the color of it as you want, and it kind of shines through the whole drone. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be kind of like something that reminds me of if you remember the King Kong Tiny 6 review I did, where you get everything you need except for FPV goggles. So for this one I'm going to be using my favorite goggles, the Amway Commander goggles right now. This is my favorite setup because it's rather economical and it does everything that the Fat Sharks do and more with that scanner in there for all of the FPV channels. But sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is going to be a full review, unbox, inspection, setup, and flight test around the house with the new light drone. So let's get started. They also sent me this little bag, and in this little bag are 3 extra batteries and a little USB charger. You can see that these use that Pico style connector here, and these are all 3.7 volt 2200 milliamp hour batteries. And I'm not sure if you're going to get all of these when you buy this. It should have at least 1 battery in the pack, but we'll see that when we open this up right now. Just taking a look at the package real quick. You can see all the different colors. It's got stream and record video. Wow, what does that mean? Does it maybe have a built-in DVR in the little FPV screen? Not sure. We're going to find out. Range is 90 to about 300 feet, 90 meters or 300 feet. It's got 1 key takeoff and landing, so you can just press 1 button to get it off the ground and land it. Colorful LED body and a 6-axis stabilization system, so hopefully maybe they have some alternate modes like Acro Mode, but maybe it's only like a stabilized attitude mode. We're gonna have to find out and see that. Go ahead and download this flight simulator to practice with on your phone. Enough talking about it. Let's rip into the box here and see what we get. Okay, so just sliding out the main box, nothing else there. And there it is, right on the top of the box. Cool looking little guy, look at that. BYROBOT Light Drone. So BYROBOT is the name of the company. Looks like I am gonna need some scissors to take this little guy off. So I'll take that off in a second. Let's just see what everything else we get in the box. So there's the controller, look at this. So there's no spring in the throttle, so I don't think this is gonna be altitude hold. But there you go, just your basic controller. It's really small but comfortable, so that's interesting. And the sticks are rather high for a little toy controller like this. Altitude hold on off. So apparently maybe it does have an altitude hold and it just locks out this stick while you have it on. Reset, takeoff and landing button, power button, and it looks like these are our trim buttons here. The sticks do not click in. There are trigger buttons though, check this out. So LED color and flip. So I'd imagine maybe single press and hold for each of those functions. And then we have a speed, which is going to be our rate 1, 2, and 3. So unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to have any kind of acro mode. What it does look like, it's just going to have a stabilized rate mode, which when you're full stick forward, that quad is going to just tilt more and more and more depending on 1 to 3rd mode here, rate of flight. But I don't want to speak too soon. We're going to have to try all that out. It looks like there's no screw in the battery bay, and it's only taking 2 AAA batteries actually. It goes up inside there, all the way up inside there. And that clicks on nice and tight. Looks like there is a little connecting bracket for the screen. Speaking of which, there it is. So a little spring-loaded screen clamp for that screen that I'm going to open up in just a second. And the way this goes on is put it in, and it looks like we're sliding down and it clips. So real easy little screen mount. Here it is. There's the FPV screen. Looks like we need to put an antenna on. So we're going to need to put that on right away. And let's open up this little parts box here. So we have extra propellers. Here's everything in the box. We have a little camera cover. We have extra propellers, 2 light pink and 2 dark pink. Okay, so basically a whole extra set. And that same charger I got in that extra bag, and also 1 battery. So that's what's going to come in the package you buy. And then if you wanted to, you could buy extra batteries, it looks like. So that is everything. First thing I want to do is put on the antenna. Looks like the antenna portion has the pin. So we're screwing that on, and the screen does have some protective coating. So I always like to take this off because you get a clearer picture. Seems to really be on there on this one. Let's see if we can, there we go. It's kind of under the plastic a bit, so got to be careful of that. So down is on, there's a little light there. There's a little screen that says BYROBOT, and it takes us right into our menu there. So if we go channel up and down, we're going through, wow, does this have a DVR on it? I've never seen a little cheap thing like this have a DVR before. Actually, there's the micro SD card. I'm not sure what this is up here, but that's the micro SD card slot. This may be clips for like a sunshade or something that you can get aftermarket. Even has an AV out, so it's very hard to see, but you can see some writing on the white there. And so if you wanted to take this AV out to another TV or monitor or something, you can do that. So pretty robust little FPV system here with a built-in 5.8 gigahertz receiver in there. So what I'm not seeing is any cable that comes with it to charge the screen, so you're going to have your own micro USB cord. So that may be something they want to think about including in there. And maybe a little cheap, like 4 gigabyte micro SD card also, maybe they could include in the future. Just my advice. Okay, let's cut this thing out of here so we can get a little bit of a better look at it. Boy, these kind of rubber band straps are pretty durable. Okay, rubber band straps off, and here it is. So the little light drone, there's our FPV camera that they gave us, that camera lens cover if we want to. There's a little 5.8 gigahertz antenna just sticking up there. I do like how they kind of customize it, put a little casing and a ball on the end to make it look a little more commercialized, a little more professional. There's our propellers, brushed motors. There's where we're going to plug in our battery with that micro Pico connector. Of course, the flight controller's all-in-one circuit board's tucked away in there, and that's where we're going to slide our battery in. And the cool thing I'm seeing is there's no button on the quad for changing the LED light in there. So you are changing the LED color from right here remotely on the controller. So that's pretty neat. It's got like a little wireless connection to change the LED color. Awesome. So let me put batteries in here, charge everything up, guys, and let's see how it looks on the screen, and then we'll do our FPV test, fly this around the house and see how good it flies. And I'm going to turn on the screen first, and then we'll just plug right in here. Looks like the drone already starts blinking. And let's see what happens. Okay, whoa. So you do have to push the stick a little bit to bind it. So as we can see, that's a white light. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on the camera, but bright white light. Let's go and check out the different colors. We can change it. So there's red. I'm just pressing this top button here. There's a yellow, green, blue, dark blue, kind of a purple, and back to white. I think I'm going to go dark blue, kind of coinciding to my Stormtrooper avatar. And we're ready to go. I do have an SD card in the controller here. Right there on the side I have an SD card in the screen. And what I need to do is search for the channel. So this is not a touch screen, so I can't touch the screen, but I can press enter on channel search. So apparently this has a searchable receiver in it. Let's see what it comes up with. Looks like it is taking a while to search, but check that out. It landed on what it thinks is the best channel. And that's what the FPV looks like. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a latency test here. So I got the drone. Yeah, so really good latency. The same thing you're going to expect from any kind of drone in this category with 5.8 FPV is very low latency. less, definitely way less than 100 milliseconds. And we can press our speed here. I got 2 beeps, 3 beeps, 4 beeps. Wow. I want to see what 4 beeps is. Okay, so yeah, so it's always going to self-level, it seems. Let me fly back into the camera here. So that was 4, and there is no acro. So it's basically just 4 levels of pitch angle for your rates. Okay, and what I want to do is, let's see if we can start recording on this thing. I don't even know how to start recording. I guess we need to go, let's go to enter. Okay, enter starts recording. So I see a number on the screen there. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, hopefully. I got numbers ticking away, and we also have a red dot by the record. So that's recording this screen. Let's fly it around and see what we can do. Just gonna bring the camera up a little bit. So I'm in rate 1, really docile in rate 1. And I'll have this up on the screen so you guys can see what's going on with the FPV as well. So this is like full pitch forward, and you can see how docile it is. Here's full yaw. Let me stop right here and do our full yaw right in front of the camera here. You guys can get a look at this yaw. So full yaw to the left. That's it there. Let me try that again. Full yaw to the right. Okay, so that's rate 1. Let's go into rate 2. Whoa, whoa. This is rate 2 now. A little bit quicker on the yaw, it seems. I got instruction manuals blowing all over the place. And let's see what the pitch and roll's like. A little bit more pitch. You go a little faster. That's full pitch. Cool. Let's see. Whoa. Oh. Just a little crash there. Let's try that again. Let's try rate 3, launching. Okay, that's full pitch, so a little quicker even. This is rate 3 again, and let's see what our yaw is like. Whoa. Let's try to stabilize it. Yaw is a little quicker as well. Cool. This is great. This thing's gonna be fun. I can tell it flies very well. And I have 3 more fully charged batteries. Let's try rate 4. I hear 4 beeps. And this is like extreme rate. Full pitch forward, wow. Yeah, so that's a pretty intense rate there. Let me try that in front of the camera. Whoa, almost got in the coffee. Okay, I want to try that one more time so you guys can see that rate. Full pitch forward, now go. See that? So, got a very good pitch. Wow, and it's still actually going up. When I'm full pitch forward and I'm full throttle, it's still going up. So they made it so it still rises, at least in this battery power. Back down to rate 1. Just gonna fly around in front of the camera a little bit longer, and then we'll pop on the goggles. And I wanna do some all around the house type of flying. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stay in this rate, and I'm going to do some around the house flying. I'll have the FPV up there. I'm strictly looking at the FPV now. And let's see how we can do. FPV is very clear. I'm seeing basically what you guys are seeing. And I shouldn't really have, oh my gosh, excuse the house. It's just a total mess. Just had Halloween. Trying to do reviews. Hello. Fly over. And I need to do some house cleaning. Clean up all these open boxes. Let's try to go upstairs. I'm just using this provided screen. Whoa, see how I'm getting sucked into the wall. There's the bathroom. I'm definitely a better flyer with these with goggles on, but this is how it is. You can still do it. Now the windows are, whoa, oh, see the windows are open upstairs, so let me go readjust this. I just closed the windows upstairs that were blasting. It's really windy outside, so let's try that again. Pure FPV. I think I'm gonna go into rate 2 so I have a little more control. So I'm just looking at the screen now, pure FPV. And let's see how it is. There we go. Going into different rooms, and what Whoa, fan's going. Watch out for the fan. So I'm looking at the stock screen they give you. And it's doing well. I must have been flying for around 4 minutes on this battery so far. There's my son's room. I cruise around, a little bit of breakup. Whoa, let's try to keep it together. I'm gonna land and try to launch again. So you can see the breakup because we're going through 2 floors now. Let's see if I can, you can see that when it starts to break up, you really lose your orientation. Let's try to get back down the stairs. Woo! Uh-oh. Oh, low battery alert. Okay. You hear that beeping? And there we are. Let's shoot the bridge. Woohoo! Oh, this is great. This is a great little flyer, guys. Okay, I'm full throttle up. And it seems like it gives you maybe 30 seconds of beeping. So that's great. So I'm going to stop recording. I definitely don't want to lose this. So I'm going to press enter again on the screen. And that should have saved my recording. I'm going to put a new battery in here and I'm going to open the back door of the house. And we're going to try to do some internal and external flying with these Amway goggles. It's really windy outside, so I might be crashing and floating around outside a bit, but I really like to give these little ones kind of that indoor-outdoor feel, and let's see if we can do it. Okay, so putting the goggles on. Let's see, I want to be in rate 2 for in the house, and then I'll probably go a little faster going outside. Lifting off, whoa. Okay, so here we are in the house here. Just gonna cruise around the kitchen for a bit. And again, I'll have both the goggles and the craft up. Oh, almost hit the plant. So I'm a little rusty at in-house flying. Whoa, as you can see. Definitely want to be careful of the floor and hair and stuff. Hello. Hello, guys. Woohoo. Welcome to the messy house. Let's go upstairs here for a moment. Okay, so this is a good test too of how the control is. I'm still in very good control all the way up through the top of my house. Let's go into Kian's room. His is the farthest across the house. And I'm still in full control. Look at this. Excellent. So no problem whatsoever. Oh, except for that. Looks like we can lift off, and we're okay. All right, let's go back down the stairs. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go over this. Whoa, that's what happens when you're rusty at in the house FPV flying. Okay, landing here for a moment. I'm gonna go into rate 4 because I know it's windy out there. Here we go. Let's do it. I'm gonna have to fight some wind. Yeehaw! Out in the yard, guys. Whoa, it's really windy. I think I maybe lost control. Yeah, so it's in and out of control over there. So that's what we can expect for control. Keep it probably in your house. Let me go get this real quick. So yeah, it seemed like I was kind of getting out of control. Whoa, and the DVR, I don't know if you can see that, but look at the DVR just got all choppy. So let's see what happens. Let me stop recording here and let's see if it's fixed. Okay, so some possible DVR choppy slowdown issues if you are using the DVR and maybe you get out of range. Let's try to start recording again. Ah, see, yeah, so a little bit of an issue there. Look how choppy it is and delayed with the DVR recording. So I'm going to stop recording and now we're back to normal. So if you're trying to use this screen and you're flying FPV, you may have that issue. Maybe the DVR is overheating, I'm not sure. In my goggles, still super clear. I want to turn on the fan real quick because my goggles are getting kind of fogged up. So I got the fan on in the goggles. So let's just fly around the house and complete this battery, and I think that'll be a good idea of how this thing's flying. I'm going to go into rate 2, and I'm just going to fly until I either hear this controller beep telling us it's the low voltage. You know what I didn't try though, is I didn't try the liftoff. So let's try takeoff. Auto takeoff. No. Press and hold. Okay, so auto takeoff and landing is not working. And I want to just try the altitude hold real quick. Go up a little. It feels like it's getting kind of weak. No. So it doesn't seem to me like this altitude hold or the auto takeoff and landing are working with this controller. That must possibly be for a different craft. So anyhow, still recording on the goggles. Let's go for it. Just gonna zoom around the house here. Let's do the kitchen again. Hee-haw. Zoom through the kitchen, zoom through the kitchen. Whoa. Get around the back of these chairs. Nice. So very comparable to a tiny whoop. And you get your own controller. Let's shoot the gap here. Woohoo! Yes. Talk about fun, guys. If you've never had one of these and you're getting into FPV, this is what you need to get first. You get this, you fly around your house, you bounce off of stuff, nobody gets hurt. You can't really damage your craft. You might burn a motor after a whole bunch of flights. But you'll get a lot of fun out of these kinds of crafts. Feeling the battery get a little weak, but it seems like it's lasting quite a long time. Good, very good so far. Fly around the back here. Woohoo! Oh man, sorry about the mess. Just chaotic after Halloween. Oh, well, we also had a few birthdays in September and October. 2 birthdays in September and 1 on October. Actually 3 in September. Me, my 2 little ones, or the 2 older ones, and then my youngest was in October. So that's 4 birthdays, September, October, so there's presents and everything everywhere. Okay, going back up. Woohoo! Back up the stairs. Let's try to go back into Kian's room. You can see outside I was losing control, but I still do have good control in the house here. Once I got like a few feet out that back door, it started getting all wonky. But doing great here. Look at this. Whoa! Just able to really fly really precision. Let's go right through here. Oh, there's our controller beep. Come back in for a landing. Right on the table. Let's try to make it on the table. Oh! Woo! Yes! Made it. And there it is. That was super fun, guys. Okay, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to stop recording on the goggles. And let's run through a pros and cons. Okay guys, that was super fun. I hope you enjoyed that, and let's go ahead and go through a quick little pros and cons before we call it quits on this one. I just did another flight and just line of sight and timed it, and it was 4 minutes and 15 seconds until it started blinking. This LED blinks and the controller beeps when it goes into its low voltage. And then I was able to fly for another 30 seconds till 4 minutes and 45 seconds until it force landed. So that gives you an idea of the flight time. First pro is it has a cool light. You can't change the light when you're flying. I tried changing it when I was flying, and that just makes it flip. It does one of those pre-set flips where it starts, the controller starts beeping. You press any direction on the controller and it just does a flip automatically and then re-levels itself. The only time you can change the lights is when the throttle's all the way down, and then you press this button here and you can change the lights. It looks like it's not allowing me to do it because the controller's off, of course, because it was beeping. Kind of a con, there's no altitude hold, and there's no auto takeoff and landing as it states on the controller, so they may want to label, this is probably a universal controller, so they may want to label that. Really cool. This is a big pro. There is a con in this, but the main pro is this thing is amazing because it's got an FPV receiver, 5.8 gigahertz receiver. It's got a searchable, so it does search. Occasionally I was getting a blue screen, I just had to hit the channel up and down, and then it would bring me into my FPV, so that was a little bit of a con there. It looks like the whole drone's shutting off now because I didn't unplug it. So that's good. Now it just powered off because it knew it was getting too low, so it just shut itself off, so you won't destroy those batteries. The FPV was super nice and clear. You could see it on my goggles here and on this. Of course, this isn't going to be as good as a diversity goggles like this. I have a little bit higher quality patch antenna on here, and also monopole antenna on there. So you're going to have a much better experience once you get better with this to buy some goggles like this. I will have the link to that down in the description if you guys want to check this stuff out. The cool thing is you can use this for whatever you want. It's a detachable FPV screen. It's full 5.8 gigahertz. So you're going to be able to use this for whatever craft you have, which is awesome. And it has that channel searching. One of the cons was, you remember when I crashed outside and I had to go get it, and I came back and it was still recording, and it just had this weird, totally glitched lag in what was shown on screen when I had the recording on. As soon as I returned the recording off, it was nice and smooth. So possibly maybe something going on in here where it's overheating or it can't process after being on for a long time. So maybe something that the company wants to look at there. Otherwise, this thing was really cool. It had a lot of options. Let me just go into it real quick before we finish this up and see if we can. We should be able to access our video and play it straight from here. So I'm going to go down to album. I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to press enter on SD. There's our SD card. Okay, so it's reading everything on the SD card in all the folders. So I use this card for a lot of different things. As you can see, GoPro. So I'm going to have to find the right one. There's photo and video. I think this must be where it's putting it. Let's try to enter into video. There we go. Okay, so we'll enter into there. Nice, and it looks like it's automatically starting to play it. So yeah, so you can play your FPV right from here, from the DVR built in here if you want to. Let's see if we press channel up, what it will do. Okay, so it just skipped ahead like, oh, it skipped to the next track. So there you go. So you can watch your flights in FPV directly from this device. And it looks pretty good. Pretty clear screen. Let me focus in on it so you guys can see this. Tilt it. There you go. So it looks pretty cool. So let me go ahead and stop that, turn that off. And again, I'll have that up on the screen while I was flying it around. So kind of cool. A little bit of con for me would have been if it was to compete with like a Tiny Whoop or something. It would have been really neat for it to have like an Acro Mode, like when you got really good at flying in self-leveling, like attitude mode. You see how it had 4 rates of flight. Maybe one more, you click it one more time and it was Acro, or maybe make the max in Acro Mode. That would have really put, you know, the nail in the coffin for me on this one, to be kind of an all-around, all different experience level flyer. They're kind of limiting it to a beginner where you're going to have to buy something else when you want to start trying to learn acro. So that would be kind of one of the only cons for this one. The light was really cool. It seemed pretty bright. I did try to like take it in the bathroom and close the door to see how good the camera was. The camera isn't really that super great in low light, so don't expect to fly this at night without any lighting, or it might be kind of hard to see, which would have been cool because this is it's got this light here, so it would have been neat to do like night flying with all these. So you're gonna have to have some light around, as long as there's something lighting your way or lights around so you can see what's going on. But like in pure darkness, this camera didn't do that well. It's not really a nighttime camera. Besides that, guys, I think that's it for the review. The light drone, pretty awesome, and a full-on kit. Everything. FPV, you can record your FPV on the DVR. It's got a little controller, kind of toyish, but it works very well. You can see the range when I got outside, it started to drop out. So internal flyer for sure, or you know, don't go further than a few hundred feet or else you're going to drop connection. Besides that, really great fun. I'll have the links in the description so you guys can check out the light drone, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Thanks for watching.